Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to talk about how guilt and shame play into your saving and spending money habits. Without wasting time, let's get into this video right away. Having faced guilt or shame, either in the past or currently, can shape your money habits in one way or another, either in a positive way or a negative way. Did you know that some individuals get into something called emotional spending, where they spend because there are emotion, maybe they feel they cannot fulfill a certain obligation, maybe they feel they cannot do something, they are not able to get somewhere, and then they end up spending because of their emotions, because of what they are feeling, because of what they are going through. They end up spending on things that they are not necessarily in need of, or that they necessarily don't want, but they just end up just spending because of that guilt. It's like they're trying to fill that void gap of guilt of not being able to achieve something or do something with overspending. Some individuals end up like overspending, and then they feel guilty about that overspending. And because they are feeling guilty about that overspending that they have done, you may find this is a couple, maybe they have a joint account, and then maybe something triggered the wife to go and spend some money, and because they are guilty, they know when the husband comes back or at the end of the month, when the bank statement comes home, the husband is going to see the overspending that they did, and this person ends up spending more because they are guilty and they are feeling shame for what they did, and they are like, let me spend it anyway, let me spend more anyway. Like, it is, they find it as a form of therapy, but then they are spending money that they don't need to be spent. They are spending money that they could have invested elsewhere. Other individuals are shameful about social pressures. Like, they feel the pressure to fit in socially. Like, they'll even overspend just to impress the social surroundings around them. Like, they even feel like they have to impress, that like the latest phone came out, I have to go and spend. They have this thing that is pushing them, like that social pressure is pushing them to go and spend. And then when it comes to countries where there are credit cards, where you can spend and pay later, I think us in Uganda, we are better off, because you have to spend what you have to spend like in cash. Do you get? Like, you have to fully pay for what you are buying. But people who have like credit cards accessible to them, you find them, like, some of them end up spending because they know, I'll pay at the end of the year, I'll pay at the end of the month. Do you get? And they are only spending this money just because of social pressure. They want to fit in. So and so got the latest iPhone, I need to get it. But yet the phone that you have right now is still working very well. Social pressures shouldn't make you spend unnecessarily just to impress people. Because at the end of the day, you're going to be stuck with that bill. You're the one that has to take care of that bill. You're going to go into debt. You're going to have to end up borrowing money from the bank. Those people that you're trying to impress, they're not going to be there. And trust me, at the end of the day, no one cares. That is the sad truth. You're going to be competing like in your head. Those pressures are going to be in your head for you to compete. But at the end of the day, when you're suffering to pay that debt, we are not going to be there. The people you're trying to impress on social media, we are not going to be there. We also have low self-worth and spending. Like, you find someone willing to spend a lot of money just to impress the people around them that they have money. That, like, they want to really fit into that society, but they are going beyond their means to make sure that happens. Please don't do this. Please don't do this. You find someone paying for membership at the golf course. They are going to borrow money to do that. It is not wise. It is not wise. Please make other small investments. Make money, save your money until you have the money to reach that potential to fit into that society. As in, if you cannot fit in right now, don't force yourself. Don't force yourself. Don't go and get a loan and go into debt so that you project something that you're not to others. You'll find someone who will go, they'll go and buy a 3 million shilling suit to attend a social event that they are not even interested in, but just because all the influential people are going to be there, all the people like they need to see me, that I am there. You people, I'm telling you. Do you hear the tone that I'm speaking this in? Like at the end of the day, people don't really care. And you are the one that is going to suffer with that day. So please, change that. Live within your means. It is okay to live within your means until you get where you want to get. And be in that society and be in that community. Don't get me wrong. It is good to look up to those people. It is good to want a better life. So work slowly towards that life until you get there, and then fit in when it is not breaking your bank account. Next, we have guilt and saving. Do you know that feeling guilty about spending, let's say for example the past year, you look at how much money you have spent and you feel guilty for overspending in the past year or the past month or the past week, and you say, you know what, I overspent last week, last month, last year, so now I am going to save like crazy. Like that guilt of not saving and overspending is leading you to do something positive, which is saving more and investing more. So, which is a good thing. We also have guilt triggers that can push us to save. Do you get? For example, parents in a home could say, we really need to save up money for our child's money for college. And then they'll make sure they put money aside to save for that target that they have to send their child to college debt-free. So that is something that can push you to save. Another person can say, I really want to travel the world next year, or I need to travel and better my education, so I need to start saving, I need to make investments to see that I come up with maybe half the tuition by the end of the year. So somebody that can push you to save, something that triggers you to save. I believe in this life, everyone has something that triggers them to save, because you have what you want. You have your needs and wants. Your needs and wants are not my needs and wants. Your goals in life are not my goals in life. So everyone should figure out that trigger. Not that trigger that is pushing you to save. And when you're saving, always make sure where you're saving, that money is gaining interest every day. Don't keep money where it is not gaining interest every day. Or every month. Don't do that. It's not wise. Also, culture and society influences can trigger how you spend or you save. Do you know there are some cultures where you'll be afraid to spend on luxuries, as in people will see you and say, you bought that kind of car, you bought a car for 100 million, why did you do that? Like that 100 million, couldn't you buy a car of 20 million and give the money to the poor? Do you know there are societies like that? So if you find yourself, you're that kind of person and you're in that kind of society, change your society. Do you get? Change where you are, because you're going to start feeling guilty for nothing, and before you know it, the people around you, they are going to influence you to be like them. Do you get? I believe if someone, you've worked for your money and you want to spend it how you want to spend it how you want to spend it, because it is your money. You shouldn't feel guilty about it. Do you get? But in some societies, you feel shame, you feel triggered, like you feel ashamed to spend on luxuries. Oh my God, you spend $1,000 on a bag. But that is what the person wants. But the society is going to shape you. So you have to make sure you fall into the right society. Do you get? And then there's going to be a society whereby if you don't spend on luxuries in that society or in that culture or in that surrounding, like people will look at you like, you're off. Like you can go into a society and they're like, you're not a member of the golf club? Like, people will wonder, what are you doing? Like, how are you not a member at the gold club? Like, that is what is going on in that society. For you to fit in, you have to be a member at the golf club. Do you get? For you to fit in that culture, in that society. So if you don't like it, either you stand your ground and do you, or you shift from that place with people with that mentality. Otherwise, you're going to feel out of place. You're not going to enjoy yourself. But you can stand your ground and say, I want to stay around these people, but I'm going to do me. If they look at me sideways, it's okay. Or you can decide to shift and go to a place where you fit in. Learning about budgeting, saving, spending can help you to save you from any shame that can come because of finances, like being kicked out of your house, like dropping out of school because you don't have money. So financial literacy is really, really important. It can save you from that shame. And I urge anyone that needs to take it, please take it, Google about it, do some research about finances so that you have a stable income, to avoid shame in the society that you're in, to avoid shame in the place that you're at. Spending mindfully and not spending money out of emotions can also help you save so that you're able to make more investments, and more investments making sure that you have more returns even though you're not physically there on those premises or on those business or on those investments. So we need to spend mindfully so that we always are living in abundance and always have enough finances. Some people have really gone through terrible experiences with finances, with money. Maybe you are kicked out of your house, you are kicked out of school, you had to sleep on the streets, you were living on food stamps, and you went through shame. People pushed you away, your house was taken away, you had to live with people for some time. So you need to get therapy or counseling and forget that past, because if you don't wash it out of you, it's going to stop you from moving forward. So you really need to seek help and make sure that mentality is out of you, and that hurt and those scars are there, but they are no longer affecting you, so that you're able to make better financial decisions for you and your family, for you and your children, for you and your great-grandchildren. And that is really going to help you. And please remember that the challenges you faced, the shame that you faced with finances, the scars that you have, make you a unique individual when it comes to that area. It makes you a better person. It is going to make you an expert in the long run, because you know. So now there are some decisions you cannot make because of your scars. Do you get? That's all I had to share with you today. Let me hope you're blessed. God bless you all. I love you, and bye.